You know what they say about iron? You can sharpen it with iron. That ain't no rap lyric. That's from the Bible, I learned. I learned that based off of a sarcastic comment that I posted on social media. I had a lot of people commenting, well, actually, iron sharpened iron is from the Bible. A bunch of Redditors out there. But if we're talking about iron sharpening iron, there are few teams that the Houston Texans could get sharp against on the same level that they can with the Detroit Lions, who they are in the midst of a joint practice with as I speak. I mean, this is a Lions team that's had a couple of fights already in joint practices. This is a Lions team that a couple of years ago proved they're an actual Super Bowl contender. And last year, beat the Texans at NRG Stadium in a game where their quarterback threw not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 interceptions. Honestly, that's the worst part of the quarterback series, is watching that on Netflix and then re-experiencing all 5 of Jared Goff's interceptions, looking at the morale on the Lions sideline, and then thinking to yourself, oh yeah, they lost that game. They lost that game where Jared Goff's dejected for the majority of it because the offense couldn't get things going. Major changes made this offseason. Nick Haley's the offensive coordinator, an entirely new offensive line, new supporting cast for CJ Stroud. We'll see if things are better for the Texans. But at the very least, in the meantime, they get joint practices against the Lions and a preseason game Saturday against the Lions. Here is Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Detroit Lions, yesterday talking about how excited he is that his Lions are practicing against the Texans. We're going to stop and go along the way here.
Listen, it's one of the reasons why I'm fired up to practice against them, because I think these guys are, they're on the way up. They've been on the way up. And just the nature of the way they go about their business, the way they practice. I talk about, Coach Ryans over there. I just got a lot of respect for him. And when you do things the way they do them, and the way that Sundays, they go out, they run, they hit, they finish. You're going to be in every game. You're going to have a chance in every game. And they're a young, talented roster. They're guys that love ball. I mean, those guys over there, Brad and I like a lot of those guys too now, and it's like, oh, okay, I can see that. So we're excited to see them today. But
pause for a second. I mean, my God. I know he's got his Lions, but it sounds like he would risk it all based off of what he's saying right there. And he is a Texas A&M Aggie, so perhaps back in the day, a bit of a Texans fan. I don't know.
Did the Texans exist when he was?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm just spitballing here.
Okay, no, sorry.
Okay, work with me. Campbell likes what he sees and really thinks that the Texans have built a good program. And I will confirm what Campbell says. They practice with an intensity that more teams should practice with. Dolphins, mess. Doesn't seem like they're doing that. A couple of teams around the league, you kind of get this sense of, all right. You do not get that from the Texans at practice. It's the game situations last year where you're like, what the hell? How is this not translating from the practice field to the games? More from Dan Campbell raving about our Houston Texans.
And it's a promising young roster that does it right. Good coaching and quarterbacks, good player, and he's only going to get better and better. They got weapons. So, they're going to be I think they're going to be a juggernaut for years to come. Is what I think.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch. I mean, that's pretty exciting. Dan Campbell thinks the Texans are going to be a juggernaut. That is something that I would imagine a lot of our listeners do not share the same enthusiasm for, but I know a lot of Texans fans. You hear that?
Yeah.
Makes you feel pretty good going into this season. Campbell loves this team.
Little blue pills can take...
Oh, yeah, baby. That's a deep steel blue pill. Yeah. That's right, Sean.
Honolulu blue pill like that. That was
Good point. That's the Lions colors. Texans swarm. Got me excited a little bit.
yeah. Dan Campbell. Oh, man, I get why Lions fans love this guy.
Me too. I mean, he could pump you up for anything.
Yeah.
More from Dan Campbell talking about the Texans. Dan?
Good practice. I got a lot of respect for what DeMeco's done out there, type of person he is, type of coach, the way that team plays. They hustle, they hit, they're disciplined. So it'll be a good test for us. And I know we can get better. This will help us get better. So, and hopefully we can reciprocate that to those guys as well. So really excited about today. Be smart and get good work done. Questions?
Iron sharpening iron. The bull and the lion. Let's go.
Yeah. Dan Campbell worried about reciprocity when it comes to
I like that. You know what?
Getting what we want out of today's session.
We're talking about blue pills. Reciprocity is the hallmark of a great relationship.
Yeah. Say what you want about Dan Campbell. He's not a selfish joint practicer.
He's not. I mean, this is big. You want to get your partner to where they want to go just as much as you want to get where you want to go. That's a little game that we like to call life.
Yeah.
Sometimes it creates a life.
What's more reciprocal than iron sharpening iron? It's two irons both sharpening each other.
Just like that.
One in and one in.
One in and one out.
Sharpening each other.
That's why you got to watch this show on YouTube and Twitch. Here's what DeMeco Ryans had to say about Dan Campbell and his Lions operation.
Campbell's going to be great to work with, talk with him for a while, really like his style, how he operates. Intense coach, always has his team prepared, and he changed that program around, right, to make them relevant again. So really, look up to him and what he's done with that program and where he's led that team. He's doing a great job of leading, added a ton of great talent to his team. So it's a competitive team that we know they'll be playing deep in the playoffs this year.
DeMeco said that he looks up to Dan Campbell. I love hearing that. Iron sharpening iron a little bit more. There's a song from back in the day. And you might have heard it before, but I'm going to read the lyrics to you in song. Let's get reciprocal! Reciprocal! Oh! The Texans are Lions now! Reciprocal! Reciprocal! Oh! Sean.
Yes.
Reciprocals, it's a good thing.
I haven't heard that song. Yeah.
I'm looking this up, and I don't think that song is by Olivia Newton-John. I feel like it's by a hair metal band, but could be wrong. Could be wrong. But yes, Olivia Newton-John, famously of Grease. She apparently sang a song also called Let's Get Physical. And that's what the Texans and Lions are getting right now. Physical and reciprocal.
Yeah. DeMeco Ryans, Dan Campbell. Get these two a room.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Put a little saxophone underneath this. Yeah. Oh, let me sharpen your iron with my iron, yo. It's exciting. I'm glad that these two teams are practicing on a serious note because I do think the Texans will get something out of it, and I do think the Lions will get something out of it. And obviously, since I'm a child, I have to take it in this direction.
Yeah, obviously they're two good, very good, talented, physical teams. It seems like the recipe for a good joint practice, but the way they're talking, it's just like, whoa, guys.
Is this a Super Bowl preview? I don't know.
DeMeco Ryans, I just love talking to Dan Campbell. Sometimes, we don't even talk. We just stare in each other's eyes.
We just
thinking about how physical our teams are.
We just watch film together. Some call that gooning. We call it understanding football. different kinds of watching film, in case you don't know. From the 713, you were singing Lick It Up by Kiss. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
I
Kiss is such a bunch of perverts.
There's really nothing I love more than the specific Paul Gallant bursting into songs where Paul is singing a song he does not know, actually know.
Yep.
And either the text line or when you're on remote, Brian McDonald has to explain to you what you're doing.
The whole text line is explaining this to me right now. For the 409, someone texted in practice. You guys want to talk about practice? Clearly, I should have practiced that bit a little bit more. God, Kiss is such a bunch of perverts.
Yeah.
Like, they got a song called Love Gun, for God's sake. What do you think it's about?
Yeah, I don't know.
I sang it at karaoke once. Did sing it at karaoke.
Is it one of those where, like,
it's very obvious.
You're actually reading the lyrics, you're like, oh, whoa.
No, I knew what it was.
I should not be doing this.
I just watched the movie Role Models with Sean William Scott and Paul Rudd, and I was like, oh, yeah, this song's pretty fun. And he literally, in the movie, Sean William Scott's character explains it to his Boys and Girls Club kid.
Yeah.
What the song means. And the kid's like, damn, this is sick. Anyway, it's the Paul Gallant Show. ESPN 97.5, 92.5. For the 713-780-3776 to call, to text. YouTube at ESPN Houston. Twitch at ESPN 975. I appreciate the texters being like me with their references. These two teams are like Mickey Rourke and Kim Basinger in that one movie. Yeah. I don't know what movie that is. Sounds right.
Text in. What movie is that?
I'm guessing that's The Wrestler, which I've never seen.